Today we're going to use Piktocharts to create infographics. So once you've logged in, you're going to click Create New. It's going to ask you what type you'd like to create. Now we're going to try to do a poster, report, or flyer because they'll fit on a letter. So if you want to print it out, you can. The infographics are kind of long, the presentations are more like PowerPoints, so we're going to do a poster for today. You'll see there's lots of different templates that you can choose from. If you hover over one, you can just click Use Template, and then you can change all of the things inside of it to whatever you want it to be. But I'm going to click Start from Blank just to show you all the features Piktocharts has to offer. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see my entire page. You don't have to do that, but I like to see everything that's going on. Very important, you'll see that there's all sorts of tools over on the left-hand side. The first thing we want to do is name our poster. So, whatever it is you're going to be doing, make sure you name it. I'm going to do book recommendations because I'm the librarian. You'll notice, once I do that, it's successfully saved my visual. Over on the left-hand side, we're going to click Background because I want to change my background first. You'll see there's all sorts of preset backgrounds that you can choose from. Some of them are more obnoxious than others, but if you like that, you can actually go up to where it says opacity and change it so that it's a little less in your face. You can also go up to the top and click where it says color, and you can change the color and it changes it. That's kind of nice. But I'm going to stick with white. And actually, I think I'm going to change it over to something a little more subtle. Now that I've got my background, I'm going to start with some text. Now there are some text frames that you can choose from. However, if you click on it, it goes onto your Piktocharts. You can rotate it, you can resize it, you can move it around. But I will caution you with these text frames, they have a very specific layout, and if you try to put too many words into them, it just ends up looking not very good. So I'm just going to give this one a try. So I'm going to do book, and then recommendations. But as you can see, it doesn't fit very well. Even if I resize it, it's on two lines. I don't really like the way that looks. So I'm just going to look at that. You'll see, sometimes every once in a while, it automatically saves for you. I don't really like that, so I'm going to get rid of it. As you can see, this one says you can include up to 5 lines of text. If I want more, I can just go up to the top and click on one of the boxes up there. I can double click and highlight everything, and then I can type whatever it is I want to say. If you're planning on typing a lot, I recommend doing one of those up at the top instead of the text frames, because the text frames, as I said before, have a very specific layout. Now these text boxes, I can drag them, I can resize them, and you'll notice up at the top there's a toolbar. I can make the words bold, I can change the size of the font, I can change the font itself. There's a lot of really cool fonts. Maybe I like this script one. Maybe I want to make it a little bigger because it is going to be my heading. 65 looks good. I can also change the color. Maybe I want to do dark gray, or purple, or pink, or white if my background is really dark. I think for now though I'm going to stick with black. If I want to add more text, I can go back over and click on one of the other sized boxes, maybe subtitle 2. And again, you would just double click and type in whatever it is you're going to say. Once I'm finished, I can click off of it, and then I can move it to wherever I want it to be. And once again, you see it successfully saved it on its own, which is a nice feature. Now, maybe I want to add some pictures. So, going back over to my toolbar, I'm going to go up to the top. And you can add shapes. So there's some preset shapes. But maybe I want a star, but I don't want the one that is there. So if I search for star, you'll see a whole bunch of different stars show up that I can choose from. When I found one that I want, just click on it and it will appear on my Piktochart. As with the text boxes, I can move it around, I can resize it, I can tilt it, and I can also change the color by going up to the top, and maybe I want a purple star. I can also add lines. Maybe I want to underline something, I would just click on the line. It shows up and the default is a dotted line, but I can resize it. I can also change it from dash to solid. I can change the color. I'm going to leave it black for now. The other thing that you can do with lines is you can rotate them and you can use them as a divider. So maybe I want to split my Piktochart into 2 columns. A line would be a great way to separate one side from the other. Now, photos. This is kind of cool. So, they have a whole bank of photos that you have access to. If you'd like, you can go up to the top and you can search. Maybe I'm looking for a picture of a book. I search for book and it brings me a whole bunch of results. I kind of like that first one though. So I'm going to click on it and it will show up on my Piktochart. Again, I can resize it because I don't want it to take up my whole Piktochart. I can rotate it, I can move it around however I want. Now this thing is really cool, the photo frame. Maybe I don't want a boring old rectangular picture. The photo frame allows me to change the shape. So I would select one, triangle or circle, or whatever these weird blobby shapes are. Maybe I'll do a circle. If I click on it, it appears on my Piktochart. I can resize it, and you'll notice it says drop your photo in here. So I'm going to take my photo and I'm going to drag it over top of the photo frame and I'm going to release. Give it a second and you'll notice now my picture is inside that photo frame. If I double click on it, I can move it around. So maybe I want to see more of the book or maybe I want to see more of the background. I can drag it to where I want it to be, click done, and it's good. I can also move it around, I can rotate it, I can resize it. Pretty cool way to customize your Piktochart. Now, once I'm completely finished with everything, I want to click Save to make sure that it's completely saved, and you know it is when it says Saved with the little check mark. You can download it if you'd like to save it, but we are going to share. So if you click Share, it says please make sure that your visual is named correctly before publishing, which you should have named it at the beginning. You're going to click OK. Then you want to make sure that the link is public so that anyone with the link will be able to view it. So you want to turn that little toggle switch on, and then all you have to do is click Copy, open up your KL School's email, paste that link into the body of the email, and you can send it off to your teacher.